What's up, guys? Welcome back to Leek Branch Farms. Today we're in the house. It's raining outside. It's been raining all day long, so we got together and we figured we'd go ahead and do a jelly making video today. We've been talking about it for a while, and you want to tell them what we're going to be making?
We're going to be making blueberry jelly because we're almost out of jelly.
Yeah, we've been selling a lot of jelly, a lot of apple, a lot of muscadine, so we're going to put some blueberry up today. But before we get started, if you are not one of our faithful subscribers, reach over here in this right hand corner and click that subscribe button and click the bell notification so you get notified every time we put out a video. But if you are one of our faithful subscribers, it's good to have you back.
So for the blueberry jelly, we'll need 3.5 cups of strained blueberry juice and 1 box of sugar jam. We'll need 4 cups of sugar, and I already measured that out, pre-measured it, and 1/2 teaspoon of butter. The butter helps to reduce the foaming while you're boiling the first mixture here before you add the sugar. So this is what it'll basically look like. And now you want to get your sugar gel stirred up. Go ahead and turn your stove on medium so that can start heating up. And I always stir it really good before it heats up so it won't be so lumpy. Most of your juices will be really, like, you could clear, but some of them, like raspberry, blueberries, things like that, they'll look kind of lumpy, but it'll all pull out and it'll be okay because it's all good. Okay, so I finished stirring that really good to get it all mixed in together and won't have any little sugar gel lumps in it, the powder. So then we'll add the 1/2 teaspoon of butter, and then we'll bring this mixture to a full rolling boil that doesn't stop bubbling. That's important, because if it isn't a full rolling boil that doesn't stop bubbling, your jelly won't sit. Okay.
Alright, so in the last video when we pressure canned carrots, we used a pressure canner. And today when we make a jelly, we're not going to pressure can this, we're going to use a water bath canner, which is what we're working with here. And you can see that pot's already boiling. And basically what we'll do is take the grate and set the jelly jars in it, set them down in there, and the difference between pressure canning and water bath canning is the time. The pressure canner is going to be 30 or 45 minutes, even up to an hour and a half. Now water bath, you're taking 15 minutes to make jelly. The process is still the same. You got to sterilize everything before you use it. You got to heat your jars up, sterilize those. Make sure you got plenty of head space. But other than the time and the length and the pressure, that's the only difference.
Can you get it good? You can see, okay. All right, so watch. I can't stir that out. So really quick. I don't know if you can see for the steam, but I cannot stir that bowl out because it's a full rolling bowl. So what I'm going to do now is add the sugar just a little bit at a time, and this is 4 cups of sugar already pre-measured out. I'll add a little bit, and then I'll put the bowl down, and I'm going to stir a little bit more, and I'll stir it in. Okay, now I added all the rest of the sugar in there, and now I'm going to just stir it really good. And then we'll let it return to another full rolling boil. And what we'll do is let it boil for 1 full minute. And then we'll take it off of the stove and we'll ladle it into the jars. Alright, we've got to a full rolling boil. Okay, Google, time 1 minute. Set your timer. And I cannot stir that out.
1 minute. Starting now.
And this is very important. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to underdo it.
If you don't get this right, it won't sit.
No, I learned that the hard way. And I just keep stirring it so to kind of make it a little thinner, because it's so thick when you do. You can see this. Don't that look beautiful? Oh, trying to. Can y'all see that? That is beautiful. Okay. Okay, Google. Show me timer.
19 seconds left.
Okay, we want to make sure we don't go over that time. Okay, so we're going to start ladling our jelly into, I'm going to move some of this. If you take a cold spoon, you can kind of move some of that foam off that I was talking about that the butter helps with. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and get some of it out and stick it over here. Because that'll just get your jelly all messy looking and you don't want that. So, a little bit of that out and then we can get the rest later. I just kind of moved it over to the side. And we're going to ladle it in to the jelly jars. Just like that. You don't want to go too far. There we go. And then we'll move to the next one. That looks pretty, don't it? Look at how nice that looks. It's the first time we ever made blueberry jelly. And we're doing it just for y'all. Hopefully it'll turn out right. Okay. And we're gonna ladle it into the jar. You want to leave how much head space?
At least a half inch.
Half
to an
inch. He's the professional canner. Took his canning class and made 100 on every test.
Yeah, right.
I lied.
That thing was tough too.
Yeah. Glad I didn't have to do it. Alright, so this is what you'll wipe the rims off with. You'll get a little wet napkin. I'm going to let you do that part. And I am going to make sure, if you want to bring it over here, David, and show them what's in the top of this that you don't want. So all these little scraps is what I call it. It's in the top. Ew. And it just makes everything look ugly when you open your jelly jar, and you don't want all that. But this spoon right here will collect it all. It'll just like come to a cold stainless steel spoon. So you just scrape it to the side, and then you bring it up and get it all out of there.
So we're trying to set up, ain't it?
Yes, setting up, but that little bit of stuff that you don't want, it's called, I guess it would be like crystals if you left it in there, and it don't look good. So you just got to be professional like me and David and get all that junk out.
She's talking us up, boy.
It is beautiful, and oh my gosh, I wish y'all could taste it. We always taste a little bit out of the pot before we wash it, and it is so good. This is the best. So I know we could be making more of this.
Before we put everything in the canner, one of the most important steps before you put the lids on is make sure the rim is clean to where that lid is going to contact the surface of that jar. So I'm going to go around and wipe all of these. Betsy got the lids over there already sanitized and ready to go in hot water. I'm going to walk around or go around each one of these jars.
And he just dampened a little cloth. You just dampen the cloth and you just wipe it around. Make sure you don't have anything on it, so the lids will seal. I'll just take this little handy dandy
Lid picker upper.
lid picker upper, and I'll get some of the water off of it and then just stick it on there. And that is the ball one that goes with those. So I'm gonna get this one. Try to keep the lids and the lids and the jars together with the same ones that come off of them. Okay, so now he's going to make sure the lids are finger tight, not too tight. You don't want them tight.
She gets on me every time.
He's so strong, he always does way over tightness, but I'll make sure. Then he's going to put them in the little basket. We'll drop them down into the canner and bring it back to a full rolling boil, and it will boil for 5 minutes, and then we'll take it out and just let them sit and pop, and jelly's done. All you gotta do is put labels on them and take them to the market. And he's dropping them in the canner. Be very careful not to get burnt, because this is a hot. Now see how the boil went away? The boil, is that how you say it?
Boil.
Boil went away.
So what we're going to do is wait for it to come back to a boil before we start the timer. We're going to time it for 15 minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
That's all you need on those little jars.
Okay. So we're going to watch it, and once it comes back to a boil, we're going to time it 5 minutes. Alright, so the canner's back up to a boil. So we're gonna time for 5 minutes. Okay, Google, time 5 minutes.
Sure, 5 minutes. Starting now.
Put that lid back on, 5 minutes, cut everything off.
Look at that after pot David's been putting his fingers in.
That stuff's good.
So we got 25 seconds, got my handy dandy mittens. And I'm gonna take this out. Okay, Google, show time.
16 seconds remaining.
Why does it say 11? Oh, I hope every one of these pop because these are gonna be so good. 3, 2, 1, and I'm gonna take it out. And I'm gonna tilt it a little bit so the water won't get on me. And oh, look how pretty that is. I'm gonna sit it over here and let it sit up and not touch it, because if you touch it, all that, it just won't set right. So I don't let nobody mess with this jelly. When I take it out, it just sits there until it cools down.
So I'm sitting there listening to these lids and one just popped, and I was gonna try to get one on video. That's weird. Another one will pop here shortly.
I put string juice on this.
That one's the one that just popped.
Okay, so lemon juice. We'll need lemon juice for this one.
Betsy said we're getting ready to make more jelly. Trying to stay out of the way.
1 tablespoon of that.
All right, so we got the blueberry done, and Betsy done moved on to something else. Top secret jelly. All right, guys, so we got the blueberry done. It's sitting here cooling. We got 6, what are those, 8-ounce jars? 6 8-ounce jars out of that batch. And we're gonna play with that recipe a little bit because I think we can get a little bit more out of it. Betsy said we can anyway, so, and she's a professional. Okay, guys, we're gonna get started on this top secret jelly she's making over here. But as always, guys, we appreciate you stopping by,
Thank you for watching.
and we'll see you on the next one.
Okay.